Hello, and welcome to the Lisper Podcast. Um, my team's here. Starscream, Megatron, Freddie, Macho Man, Kobe. They all here. The co-host is not here. Co-host got a day off today because, quite frankly, it's a Wednesday night, and co-host don't need to be contributing tonight. Okay, the co-host contributed enough over the weekend. Me and him had a little bit of a falling out. Okay, so the co-host will be back. No doubt about it, but me and him had a little bit of a falling out, so he's just not here on a Wednesday night. But everybody else is here, the rest of the gang is here. They're not getting on camera tonight because they don't deserve it. They don't deserve to be on camera tonight. Excuse me, but I'm here. And today's episode is called Ain't Saved Nothing. Now, it's only called Ain't Saved Nothing because even though I'm cussing, and trust me, I'm cussing, even though I'm going to be cussing on here, I don't know about cussing in the title. I'm saying, even though I indicate all the time that I'm not for kids, and YouTube says I'm not for kids, and Facebook knows I'm not for kids, I indicate that all the time, but I don't want to be cussing in the title. But I'm really going to say that the real title of this episode is Ain't Say Shit. It ain't say shit. And when I say that, and you read the description, I'm talking about the MCU. The MCU, because it's everybody. It's Deadpool saving MCU. I go on Screen Crush, and all them show Screen Crush and Screen Rant on YouTube. If y'all not following them, go follow Screen Crush, go follow Screen Rant. They do a lot of like Marvel and DC and like Star Wars, a lot of that kind of fucking comic book movie type fucking videos and all that. And they talk about did Deadpool save the MCU? And then there's a lot of people talking about that Deadpool saved the MCU. It's fucking articles on Deadpool saving the MCU. And my direct answer is no. And my direct answer is no, first of all, because who the fuck said that the MCU needed saving? Because last I checked, the MCU didn't need no saving. Last I checked, Disney was still making the motherfucking money. Last I checked, Marvel was still making motherfucking money. Last I checked, we were still going to go see them fucking movies. Yeah, some of them did good. Some of them didn't do as good in the box office, but we still watching them on streaming services. Don't act like y'all ain't watching the shit. Don't act like y'all ain't interested in the shit. But the movies that y'all not watching, the movies that y'all not interested in, the Disney Plus shows that Disney Plus, the Disney Plus shows that y'all are not watching, or the ones that y'all don't like, have nothing to really do with the MCU anyway. You see what I'm saying? Because the beginning of the MCU was the Infinity Saga, right? And we went through that. We went through all the movies that linked up to the Infinity Saga. And we got, Infinity War. We got Endgame. We got what we was looking for, right? And then phase 4, everything was leading up to the multiverse saga. They call it the multiverse saga. This is the phase called the multiverse saga, right? But we got a lot of shit that really does not too much pertain to the multiverse saga. You know what I'm saying? We got WandaVision, which introduced us kind of to the multiverse, kind of got into the multiverse. Well, WandaVision didn't get into the multiverse, but WandaVision led to why Wanda went, a little, cuckoo, ka-choo, and ended up into the multiverse. And we got our little picture of the multiverse. We got Patrick Stewart. We got our Reed Richards, which is not going to be the Reed Richards, but he was a Reed Richards, a version of Reed Richards. We got another version of Photon or Captain Marvel, whatever the Black woman ended up being Captain Marvel. We got different versions there. We got Black Bolt. We got to see him, whatever. But on a side note, right? I was just talking about this before on the Start 5 podcast, right? Reed Richards, right? Reed Richards is supposed to be the smartest motherfucking man in the world, or one of the smartest men on the planet, one of this genius dude, right? And in Multiverse of Madness, Reed Richards did some dumbass shit. Some real dumbass shit. You know what I'm saying? Because when Wanda came in there and Reed and them all wanted to go stop, right? Reed Richards said, I'm Mr. Fantastic. He came down, he was all talking big shit, he was the boss or whatever, right? He snitched on all the people. He was basically telling them, like, here's the team, and we gonna stop you. And she like, oh, y'all gonna stop me? How the fuck y'all gonna stop me? And then he basically gave the tape up. He like, and Black Bolt, he can kill you with one whisper from his mouth or whatever he said, one thought, one spoken word from his mouth, and he can fucking destroy you. And she was just like, oh really? And she took his mouth away. She took what mouth? You know what I mean? But that was because of agreement. And it's like, dude, you so smart, but you just told this bitch how to beat your best man. You just told Wanda how to beat your best fucking man, so that wasn't too smart, was it? And you snitched, and you got your man's killed. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that was bad. So I was just like, did Reed Richards have a fucking some beef with Black Bolt? Did he have some beef with him? Did he want him to die? Did he want to say fuck him, or was they arguing about who was going to be the leader of the Illuminati or whatever the case may be? Because I didn't understand for life me why the fuck would Reed Richards ever tell Wanda how to beat his team? Like that was dumb as shit. And he was smart enough to know not to do that. So I'm thinking that Reed Richards had some underlying fucking problems with Black Bolt. They weren't getting along and some shit, you know what I mean? But I digress off of that. So let me get back to it. Anyway, WandaVision led to that, and so the Multiverse of Madness has some multiverse implications, MCU multiverse implications. Spider-Man No Way Home has some multiverse implications because they went to the multiverse. And America Chavez was able to go through multiple universes and stuff. We got to see different variants of what's his name, Doctor Strange and whatever. So Spider-Man, the Multiverse of Madness with Doctor Strange and all that. They in WandaVision, which led to Wanda being in the Multiverse of Madness, they all hooked up with some multiverse stuff. Loki and the TVA and all of that shit, and the introducing of He Who Remains and introducing of Kang, that all is linked to the multiverse saga, right? And then the Quantumania was leaked to the multiverse saga, right? What else was leaked to the multiverse saga? We got a Hawkeye, which people was like, oh, Hawkeye was okay, wasn't that great? But what Hawkeye had nothing to do with the multiverse saga. Hawkeye was just basically to introduce Kate Bishop because she's going to be a new fucking Young Avenger or something, right? So Hawkeye had nothing to do with the MCU for real or the multiverse saga. Yeah, he's in the MCU technically, okay, blah, blah, blah. But we know we gearing up for the multiverse saga. We ain't gearing up for no fucking other shit. So that was just a here throw in there because we got to introduce Kate Bishop because that's how we get to the Young Avengers or whatever. Thor: Love and Thunder, that was not reviewed well. That was not seen well. It was frowned upon. I like the movie. I had fun watching it, but it was frowned upon, right? But what was it for? Was it to get us to part of the multiverse saga? No, Thor: Love and Thunder had nothing to do with the multiverse saga. It was just a movie that separated Thor from the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they made Love and Thunder to get Thor away from the Guardians of the Galaxy so that they can do Guardians of the Galaxy 3 without Thor in it. And that's all that was. It was a little bit of a cash grab or something. It was just a fun Marvel film. It had nothing to do with the multiverse saga. So even though it was fucked up, even though people didn't like it, it didn't kill the MCU. It didn't hurt them that much because we're looking for the multiverse saga. We're all into it for the big shit. Okay? So then you got what? The Falcon and Winter Soldier. You got other shows, Moon Knight that had nothing to do with nothing. You got whatever shit. Mrs. Marvel, which was a decent show. You know, Mrs. Marvel was a decent show. The Marvel movies, yeah. I didn't like it too much. I ain't gonna lie. I did not enjoy that film, but I mean, it wasn't as bad as people saying, but I didn't enjoy it. But it didn't have nothing to do with the multiversal saga. It didn't have nothing to do with the multiversal saga. It did not fuck with the MCU for real because we all know we're waiting for the multiversal saga. We all know that it's about the Avengers. We all know it's about the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars and all of that stuff. That's about the multiverse. We all know that. So we don't give a fuck. We was looking for Loki. We was looking for movies that had multiverse implications. All the other shit, yeah, we watched it. We watched it just so we could criticize or just so we could be in the loop or just because we just fans of the shit. I watched it because I was just fans of the shit. But I knew some of these movies and some of these shows wasn't going to have nothing to do with the motherfucking real deal. Holy shit. You know what I mean? So for me, the MCU did not need saving because nothing was wrong with it. The shit that was bad, the shit that we didn't like, the shit that supposedly was fucking up the MCU and all of that shit, was shit that was irrelevant. All of that shit was irrelevant till we get to Quantum. Quantumania was relevant because Loki set up He Who Remains, and Quantumania set up for He Who Remains to be Kang the Conqueror, and it set up for Kang the Conqueror. And we was watching Quantumania, and we were like, yeah, Kang the Conqueror, and everybody thought that Kang was bitched up in Quantumania. But y'all like that villain in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the villain that all he did was fucking torture some animals and fucking destroy a planet of animal-like creatures that he made his own self. That's all he did. And he talked some shit, and ultimately he got beat the fuck up by a raccoon. But we enjoyed him, and we talked about him as this super villain over Kang, who they said in Quantumania was destroying whole motherfucking universes, destroying whole timelines and shit. And in that movie, he blasted a whole bunch of motherfuckers. He came out and he got mad and he got busy. He stood on business. He was fucking shit up. Y'all act like I didn't see that. And then everybody was in an uproar. Oh, how did Kang lose the ants? Kang didn't lose to no motherfucking ants. He put up his force field, battlefield thing, whatever. Giant ants came. Yeah, they took his complex down. Yeah, they took out his little soldiers and they took off his little force field and his little complex down, but they didn't beat him. They didn't even hurt him. He went back into his little thing and he was in there. And Ant-Man didn't beat him either. He beat the shit out of Ant-Man. What was y'all watching? He fucked Ant-Man up barehanded with the two pieces. Bang, 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 bang. He gave Ant-Man all of the fucking business. And it just so happens that he was so enamored and so wanting to get out that he fucking dropped the ball a little bit. He was so trying to get out that he dropped the ball a little bit and he got a little bit caught up. And we know he didn't die. He got put in his little thing. And everybody's talking about, oh, he died. No, his name was Kang the fucking Conqueror, which is the main Kang. Even the other Kang said he was the main Kang. Even the other Kang said he was the one that was exiled. He was the one that was holding back. He was the one that was stopping him. You think they killed him off in that first movie? No, they trapped him in that little jaw. And I'm pretty sure he was going to get the fuck out of here. And he was going to find a way back to his to where he was supposed to be. Daniel Dempsey Jr. said, "Oh, what happened to my TikTok, man? Your boy got kicked off, he got banned and booted. Maybe one day I'll get back on there, but after getting kicked off and losing 23,000 followers, I'm like, man, I'm rocking with YouTube. If you want to see your boy, go on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube. It's Lisper Podcast on YouTube. Go over there. I'm on there. I'm basically doing podcasts. If y'all want me to do some more short videos, I'm there with the shorts. I ain't been doing it because I only got 168 followers on that bitch and subscribers. I need 1,000. But go on over there and check me out, bro. Check me out. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, y'all trying to like nerf Kang, and y'all was saying, oh, the MCU nerf Kang, and Kang didn't do good. So Quantumania was the only movie that really had multiverse implications that wasn't that good of a film. It was a fun film, it wasn't that good, but it was setting up for Kang the Conqueror, in which y'all was like, oh, this wasn't a good set up for Kang the Conqueror, this was bullshit set up for Kang. And I'm like, bitch, how? How the fuck did they set up Thanos? Because y'all remember when they set up Thanos, all Thanos did was turn around with ugly ass face. With a little grin on his purple ass face. That was our first sight in the Kang. I mean, not Kang. That was our first sight in the Thanos. Then our second sight in the Thanos, they had the Infinity Gauntlet. They saw him grab it. I'll do it myself. That's it. That's how we was introduced to Thanos. We wasn't introduced to Thanos. Thanos didn't even get a movie to introduce him, okay? Thanos just showed up in Infinity War. Okay, he just showed up in Infinity War in the beginning of the movie. Other than that, the only time we saw Thanos was, like I said, those two fucking little teasers. Those two fucking little teasers. That's all we saw with Thanos. So for Quantumania to be an introduction to Kang, for Kang to be on Loki and have the He Who Remains introduction, that shit was fine, bro. Shit was fine. We didn't appreciate it. Well, y'all didn't appreciate it. I appreciate the shit I talked about. I showed my appreciation for it. Y'all didn't appreciate it, and that's your problem. But the movie wasn't that great, but it was just an introduction. Okay? It didn't destroy the MCU for me. And then Loki season 2 came out with Victor Timely, and they were setting up a whole kind of thing. And Loki season 2 was good, and Loki had to be the thanks Dan, thanks for finding me. I'm on there, baby. And Loki had to be the story of Loki and do all that. That was cool. Loki season 2 was a banger. And that was part of the multiverse. So for me, the multiverse didn't need saving. The MCU did not need saving. Okay. And then all of a sudden now, woo, Ooh, Jonathan Majors did some shit. Jonathan Majors was part of domestic dispute, and Quantumania didn't do that good, and people was off Kang. I don't think people was off Kang, and even if people was off, let's just say that after Quantumania, if Jonathan Majors hadn't did the domestic shit, right? Even if he hadn't did none of that, and MCU was still keeping him, and he was still riding with Kang, and people was off Kang, you know how to get him back on Kang? You know how to get him back on Kang? Make the next movie a fucking banging ass movie. Whatever movie you choose to use before Avengers 4 came out. Before the next Avengers movie, before the Kang Dynasty Avengers film came out, you could have put Kang in all of the other movies leading up. Or you could have put some of his variants in there. Or you could have had a whole Kang fucking film with him fucking up the variants. There were so many things that Marvel could do to fix this that's all they had to do. Feige's got the money, Disney's got the backing, Marvel's got the talent, they got the actors, they got everything they needed. So if they felt like Quantumania was such a fuck up, all they had to do was reintroduce Kang in another way. All they had to do was flip the story. All they had to do was make whatever movie they wanted. They could have made a Spider-Man movie, put Kang in it, Captain America movie, put Kang in it. They could have made another Ant-Man real quick. Hey, we got to make another Ant-Man, redo Ant-Man, put Kang in it. They could have made a redo Thor, make a Thor, put Kang in it. Whatever they wanted to do. Or they could have just said, fuck it. We fucked up with Quantumania. We need a big hit. Let's do Avengers right now. The next movie is going to be Avengers, and we're going to have Kang in it. We're going to make it, we can split it into 2 films so that we can fucking pack it with shit. You know, they could have came up with so much easy shit to make up for this. So when you got money, and you got talent, and you got writers, and you got Feige, and you got Disney, and you can get any director you want, you can get any actor you want. Don't say you can't, because Robert Downey Jr. came the fuck back. They got Robert Downey Jr. back. So when you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, you figure it out and you fix it. So where was the MCU in trouble? Where was the MCU need saving from? You know what I'm saying? That was the crazy part. It was like, did Deadpool save the MCU? Save him from what? Save them from being rich, save them from having money, saving them from being able to buy talent, to write new stories, saving them from being able to get whatever directors they want to direct new stories, saving them from being able to pay actors like Robert Downey Jr. to come the fuck back. Come the fuck back and do some more shit. So that's why I was like, no. And on the surface, no. Deadpool did not save the MCU, because on the surface, the MCU, the multiverse, didn't need saving for me. Didn't need it. But so that's what I'm saying. Even if Jonathan Majors hadn't smack the bitch up, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. Domestic violence is not funny. I don't know. That song popped in my head. As soon as it popped in my head, I had to say it. You know, sometimes. Hello, cancel culture. I just said my bad. The song popped in my head, and I said Jonathan Majors didn't smack a bitch up. I was just the song just popped in my head. I already lost TikTok. Don't make me lose YouTube too, please. Please, bad. Okay. All right, thank you. I know. I'm gonna talk to y'all next week. I talk to y'all every fucking week. Cause y'all get on. No. Let me calm down. We cool. We's all right. Thank you. Bye-bye. But anyway, even if Jonathan Majors hadn't did that, the MCU would have been able to keep Kang. They would have been able to make a Kang story that would have been crazy. They would have been able to come up with something. We don't even know what they were going to come up with. We don't even know if they could have just said, fuck it. We don't have to pivot. We're going to stick to the original plan. Jonathan Majors is still cool. And Quantumania didn't work. We can return from that. They made bad movies before Iron Man 3 was bad. Iron Man 3 was bad, but we still got the Avengers. We still got Tony Stark. They ain't made a Hulk movie since the first Hulk movie, but we still got Hulk in the MCU. Everybody was saying Hulk was bad. We still got Hulk. We got a She-Hulk show that was bad too, but you know, we don't care about that. They said Captain Marvel was bad. We still got a Marvel's movie, because guess what? They don't care. Thor Dark World was bad. We still got another Thor movie. Thor Love and Thunder is bad. We still might get another fucking Thor movie. So they done never gave a fuck before about what we thought was bad or was good. So why would Marvel give a fuck? They wouldn't have had to pivot. They would have said, yo, fuck them. We sticking to the course, because we've made bad movies before. We fucked up with Black Widow. You know what I mean? We've made bad shows before, but they eating it up. They eating it up. They eating it up. Why not keep making it? Y'all keep eating it. It's like, man, I don't like hot dogs. Why the fuck you eating hot dogs? You know what I mean? That's the same thing with the kids. The kids will tell me all the time, I don't like this. I don't like that kind of food. But when I make the shit, they eat the shit. So if you don't like it, then don't eat it. Why are you eating it if you don't like it? That's why when I put a plate down, the kids say, I don't like this. You ate that shit last week, motherfucker. So even if you don't like it, you still have the ability to eat it. So eat it. I mean, that's the same thing we do. We don't like some of the Marvel films, but we eat the shit. We go watch them, we pay for them, we buy popcorn, and even if we don't go to the movies to see it, even if it don't hit the box office, as soon as that shit on streaming service, we stream it. And you know why we stream it? Because might as well stream it. Why not? I'm home, I'm in my house, I'm chilling, it's a Thursday night, I ain't got shit to do. Let me watch fucking Captain Marvel. Let me watch the Marvels. Let me watch the Eternals. Let me watch some of the bullshit that I didn't want to go to theaters and see. I watched Madam Web. I heard Madam Web fucking terrible, sucks, stank. I heard it was one of the worst movies ever in the history of movies being made. Don't ever watch it. And then one day I found myself sitting on the couch drinking for sure, but watching motherfucking Madam Web, cracking the fuck. I mean, I was laughing my ass off about how bad it was, but I watched it. It didn't taint my image of anything. You know what I'm saying? So the MCU could have stayed the course. And I feel like, in all honesty, they still could have stayed the course after Jonathan Majors' conviction. Because they want to say, with the bad Quantumania, and Quantumania wasn't received well. With that, on top of the bad publicity, the people not going to watch it. But if they would have made a good film, people would have watched it. Now, they might not have initially watched it, but word of mouth gets around. I would have been right on here on YouTube, right on here on Facebook going, damn, y'all see that new Marvel movie? Can't fuck shit up. And people all around TikTok, people all around the world would have been saying the same thing because the true Marvel fans are going to go watch the shit. We're going to come back. We're going to tell everybody the shit's banging. The critics going to tell everybody the shit's banging. Everybody going to tell everybody the shit's banging. And then people going to see it. Marvel was going to be right back. They was going to be right back. But they chose to make a politically correct decision. In their eyes. My eyes, I don't fuck. They chose to make a politically correct decision after my man was convicted to say, hey, listen, you didn't do good in Quantumania. Kang is ill received. We is going to have to pivot. We're going to have to fire Jonathan Majors. We don't want that bad juju on our boo-boo. The voodoo, we don't want it. It's not in our spirit to support domestic violence. And even though he ain't do what they said he did, I'm saying he still did a little something. He got convicted of it. We don't want no parts. We gonna wash our hands of that. We gonna fine with me. They wasn't in danger. They was not in danger. Because like I said, they got the money, they got fighting, they got directors, they got actors, they got everything they need to start over. They didn't need Jonathan Majors. They could have literally recast Kang. Okay, they recast Rhodey from light-skinned ass pretty boy, Terrence Howard, to Midnight Black, Don Cheadle, and nobody blinked for it. We didn't really give two fucks. You light-skinned ass, Terrence Howard, who we saw, who we knew was Rhodey, who we liked was Rhodey, got changed to Midnight Black, Don Cheadle. And we saw it. We knew they changed it. We also know it's a fucking movie, it's fucking casted. And we, some people didn't like it, but we dealt with it. And now Rhodey is Don Cheadle. Rhodey ain't Terrence Howard, he's Don Cheadle. So if they would have pivoted and said, you know what, we're not going to pivot from our whole thing. We're not going to start over and rearrange our whole shit. We're not going to shift our whole universe. We're just going to fire Jonathan Majors and replace them. All they really had to do was replace Jonathan Majors. Yeah. Oh, no, that's not it. That's not He Who Remains. Well, who the fuck cares? They could have made a thing where this is Kang from another. And this is a Kang variant, and he just don't look like that. You know what I mean? They could have just switched it up. We would have known, okay, look, Everybody would have known. Immediately with that Jonathan Majors got fired, they recast him. Everybody that's going to the movies, the Marvel movies, everybody's going to watch, everybody's going to see, would have known that the motherfucker was just recasted. And if the movie's good, the movie's good. So they could have just recasted Kang and kept the shit moving. They chose not to. Does that mean that they were in trouble? Does that mean they were in danger? Does that mean they were drowning and they needed saved? And fuck no. Fuck no. There was no saving needed, right? But Marvel said, okay, fine. We're going to pivot. And then we get the news. They pivoted from Kang to Dr. Doom. They pivoted from Kang to Dr. fucking Doom. And they need to save. They need to save no, but Dr. Doom is better than Kang to me. Dr. Doom is better than Kang to me. I'm sorry. I don't care. Kang was whatever y'all want to say he was in the comics. Kang the Conqueror was whatever y'all want to say he was on them cartoons. Kang the Conqueror was all this. He was that dude. He was that dude. I don't give a fuck. Dr. Doom is Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom is that work. Dr. Doom is standing on motherfucking business. Okay. Dr. Doom is standing on business. So pivoting from Kang to Dr. Doom, I was saying Tupac. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. So now they pivoted. They got a plan. They got a plan, and they're going to make that shit work. They're going to eliminate the Kang variants. They're going to come up with Dr. Doom's story. They're going to make that shit work. They had to get it right. All they have to do now is get Dr. Doom right. Then now we see Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. is playing Dr. Doom, and some people was in the up. What the fuck, Doc? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, all that one go. You know what I mean? It was in an uproar. It was in an uproar. It was like, no, how can Robert Downey Jr. be Dr. Doom? He was Iron Man. He was Tony Stark. And I'm like, this is the motherfucking multiverse. And in the real world, you look at Dr. Doom. You know about Dr. Doom from the comics. If you know about Dr. Doom and you know about Tony Stark and you've seen Tony Stark in the MCU, they ain't too far apart. They ain't too far apart. Tony Stark wanted to build a curtain around the world, wanted to, protect the world, wanted to save everybody. He at one time thought that war was the way to peace. You know what I'm saying? And he one time thought that war was the way of peace. He was a warmonger. He was a real genius guy. He thought he could save everybody. He created robots. He created robots to save people. He created Ultron. Timmy, what's up, Timmy? Timmy Boy said, I read that Doom is supposed to kill off all the Kang variants. That's right. And that would be awesome. That would be awesome to see Dr. Doom wiping out Kang variants all across all of the multiverses. That's better than what I think they had planned, right? But what my point was that it is so easy to turn a Tony Stark variant into a Dr. Doom. I mean, tremendously easy. They are the same person for real, kind of. And in multi-universes, Dr. Doom and Tony Stark would be the same person. Both geniuses, both got the same kind of values. Both Tony Stark could have easily been a villain. Okay, even in Civil War, Tony Stark was headed that way. Tony Stark was headed that way. Tony Stark, when he found out that Winter Soldier had killed his parents, was going to be a murderer. Without no doubt in my mind, Tony Stark didn't. Iron Man didn't set out to save nobody. Iron Man set out to kill him. Iron Man wanted to kill the Winter Soldier, and he was willing to go through Captain America to fucking do it. He was going to kill him. And who's not to say that could be the point? That could have been the turning point right there. Tony Stark could have succeeded in killing the Winter Soldier and became that evil villain and went into a I don't give a fuck mode and easily became Dr. Doom. Easily. There are so many moments in Tony Stark's life where he could become Dr. Doom. Tony Stark grew up, well off because of his parents. What if his parents would have died before they died? And Tony Stark would have grew up poor. Now see what if Tony Stark would have became the hero if he ain't had no motherfucking money. Okay, he had all that brain power, all that knowledge, all that stuff, all that computer technology, all that shit, and with no money. With no money, trying to do experiments in his basement with hangers and test tubes from the dollar store. With no money, with no backing, with sponsors telling them, fuck out of here, fuck out of here. With him going to school, meet Reed Richards, and Reed Richards getting all the accolades, all the grants, all the popularity, and Tony Stark sitting back there going, I'm smarter than this motherfucker. I'm better than this motherfucker, you know? So what if Tony Stark grew up poor? What if his parents died earlier and there was no Stark Industries? But Tony Stark had been a hero then. Okay? What if Tony Stark came out of that cave and decided, like, I want to kill everybody? You know what I mean? He's in an iron suit right there. That could have been the Dr. Doom suit right there. There are so many instances in Tony Stark's life where there was a fork in the road, and one of those forks led to villainy. I tell you all the time, I said it all the time, if I ever had superpowers, I would be a super villain because there's a real thin motherfucking line. There's one fork in the road in everybody's life where you could be a villain or you could be a hero. There was a time in everybody's life where you could decide to kill somebody or not. There's a time in your life when you could have decided, hey man, are you going to steal that piece of candy? Or are you going to leave that piece of candy there? There was a time in your life when you said, hey man, you going to give that homeless person a couple of some change? Or you gonna feed a homeless person, you gonna say, no, fuck you, homeless, she's stinking. You know what I mean? There's all so many scenarios where certain decisions in your life decide on whether you're gonna be a hero or a villain. It's that close. It's that close. And Tony Stark is always that close. He's always that close. Nobody like that motherfucker. Nobody like that motherfucker. Me too. That's what I'm saying. I'm an asshole. A lot of people can't take me. A lot of people can't deal with me. A lot of people can't beat me neither. So what the fuck? But I'm just saying, I'm an asshole, right? But I'm also kind. I'm also loving. I'm also loyal. I'm also faithful. I'm also a good friend. I try to be a good husband. I ain't gonna. I don't. Right? Listen, the good husband shit. I'm trying to be one, but it's just I'm fucked up in that category a little bit. I don't know why, I just am, but you know what I mean. But I got core values that make a good husband. You know, I work hard. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't beat. I don't cheat. You know what I'm saying? I got good core values. It's just the little nuances I ain't getting right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm working on that shit. But I'm just saying, in general, I'm a decent person. But sometimes the asshole overwhelms me. Sometimes the asshole comes out more than a decent person. Sometimes people don't meet the good guy. They meet the ass. And like I said, it's the thin line between love and hate. You know what I mean? A very thin line between love and hate. And it's a very thin line between asshole and nice guy. And it's a very thin line between hero and villain. The Tony Stark family is perfect. And they said, but he won't be Victor Von Doom. How the fuck you know he won't be Victor Von Doom? If Tony Stark's parents died when he was at a young age and he never got Stark Industries, never got no money, and some people were about, now how you know the Von Dooms didn't adopt him? And they said, you don't look like a Tony to me. If we're going to adopt him, we're going to change him. His name's Victor now. You know what I mean? Or Tony could have just been an orphan. He could have just been, just been orphan, been out here in these streets. And ended up in Liberia. And they were like, you know what? Look at this kid. Let's take him in. And he becomes a Von Doom. Or Tony could just be like, fuck this shit. I ain't being no Tony Stark. My name is Victor Von Doom. He could change his own fucking name. There's so many scenarios where Tony Stark could easily be Victor Von Doom. Just look at the Kane variant. That one was named He Remained, one was Kane the Conqueror, one was Rama-Tut, one was the Scarlet Centurion, you know what I'm saying? Victor Timely, you know what I'm saying? That Kane had a lot of fucking different names for all his different variants. So who's to say that one of the Tony Stark variants couldn't be Victor Von Doom? Hey, one of the Tony Stark variants, I'm a Tony Stark variant. Tyrone Livingston. I could be that shit. It don't matter. They don't even have to explain the name for real. They don't even have to explain the name. They can just say, hey, this is Victor Von Doom. He's a Tony Stark variant. That's it. Plus, when we see, we're going to know he's a Tony Stark variant. Plus, you know what? They don't even have to take the fucking mask off. I think that would be a mistake. I think that would be a mistake to leave the Dr. Doom mask on because I think it would be great to have Dr. Doom be a Tony Stark variant because it's so easy and so obvious to do. But even if he didn't, Robert Downey Jr. can keep that fucking mask on and play Dr. Doom in the mask the whole fucking time if they're worried about us worrying about him being Tony Stark. All I gotta do, just don't take the motherfucking mask off and we good to go. So this pivot is great. As long as good movies come out of this, as long as good shows come out of this, as long as good things come out of this, we're fine. MCU is fine. Multiverse is fine. So once again, Deadpool didn't save something because it didn't need no motherfucking saving. It didn't need saving at all. And from the pivot that they're going on to, I'm thinking Tony Stark's going to save the MCU. Dr. Doom's going to save the multiverse and the MCU when he's destroying it. When Dr. Doom goes after the Kane variants and wipes them out, or when Dr. Doom does whatever Dr. Doom is going to be doing when he's Dr. Doom, and that's going to lead to Doomsday, shit called Doomsday, and that's going to lead to Secret Wars and all that shit and everything in between that. Y'all not going to watch it. Y'all, I'm going to watch it. And I think that shit is going to be fire. So if anything's going to be saving the multiverse, if anything's going to be saving the MCU, it's going to be the same person that saved it the first time. Iron Man! He's just going to be in a different motherfucking suit. And he's going to be on the other side. That's all. That's all. But now, let me get into this. And if anybody haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, don't. I'm not even giving a fucking spoiler alert because at this point, you don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. Listen. And this is for everybody, and this is for every film. When a film comes out like Deadpool and Wolverine, you got one motherfucking week. And that's just fact, bro. That's just fact. You got 1 week because I know for a fact, personally, if a new movie comes out and I want to see it, I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it the Thursday night midnight showing before the Friday. That's just me. But even the casual fan that goes, hey, I want to see that film. Yeah, if the film comes out on Friday, you usually see it that open weekend. If you can't see it that open weekend, maybe you're off work on a Tuesday, you go see a matinee or something. By that next Friday, that next weekend, if you don't see it, you ain't going to see it. Who you fuck if you fooled it? If you don't see it opening weekend, you don't find a way to go see it during the week, and that next Friday and Saturday and Sunday goes the fuck by before you got to go back to work that next Monday and you still ain't seen that shit, you ain't that interested in seeing that fucking movie. That's just honest. You like Catch Me When I Can. You probably waiting for it to show on streaming services. So if you think for 1 second that people is going to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks to not spoil a film because you want to see it, get the fuck out of here, man. Like I said, there's no spoiler alerts on Deadpool versus Wolverine. And if you haven't seen it by now, that's tough too. I'm not saying spoiling alert. I'm about to talk some shit about this movie. And it ain't nobody's in here right now anyway. So here, and if you watch this back later with some of you, I mean a lot of you, I get views. I don't get them live, but I get views. So when the people watch these views later, when you hear this part come up, just get, I mean, if you don't want to do it, just turn it off at this part. I mean, fuck. But there's not a spoiler alert. This is just the real deal. If you ain't seen the movie, you should have fucking seen it already. And if you're interested in it, go see it. Stop fucking around. But anyway, here's the other reason why I don't think that Deadpool and Wolverine saves the MCU. Because the MCU is about the multiverse saga. The MCU is about Doomsday now. The MCU is about Secret Wars now. And Deadpool gave no Deadpool did nothing for any of that. Deadpool did nothing for any of that. Was it a great movie? Hell no. Like, yeah. Was it one of the best movies that the MCU came out with in the past 3 years? Yes. Is Deadpool now a part of the MCU? Yes. Did it have any multiversal or MCU implications? No. No, it did not. Yeah, Deadpool traveled through the multiverse. Yeah, Deadpool went back and traveled to the Fox Cinematic Universe. He got Wolverine, brought Wolverine back. Yeah, he went into the void from Loki. Yeah, he met up with a Captain America variant. That was the Chris's Fantastic Four. What's the Human Torch or whatever. Yeah, he did all that. But did it have multiverse implications? No. Did he encounter a Kang variant or fight a Kang variant or do anything with a Kang variant? No. Did he speak to him or do anything with the Doctor Doom? No. Did he even bring the X-Men in the MCU? Did we see that happen? Did we see the X-Men actually in Earth 616 or any of that kind of shit? No, we saw nothing. Yeah, we understand that this is the lead up to the X-Men being there. Yeah, we understand that mutants and X-Men are going to be in Secret Wars. We understand all that, but Deadpool didn't bring that to fruition. It didn't happen in that movie. And Deadpool wasn't even trying to make it happen. And Deadpool was in MCU. Deadpool wanted to be an Avenger because he just was, feeling down in the dumps. So he went back and he saved the people he wanted to save. He saved his girlfriend. He saved everybody he wanted to save. But she still, they didn't work out. She still broke up with him, and he was just trying to better himself. So he said, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna go be an Avenger. The Avenger said, no, Kick Rocks, we don't want you. Fuck you. You're a piece of shit. And then he said, well, you know what, fuck it. I'm not gonna be Deadpool no more. I'm gonna be chill. I'm gonna be chilling. And Deadpool was going to chill. He wasn't trying to save no MCU. He wasn't trying to save the multiverse. He wasn't trying to be a part of that shit. Deadpool had his family, he had friends, and he was just trying to chill. He didn't want to be an X-Man. He didn't want to be nothing. He wanted to go to work a regular job. And the TVA pulled him in. He got in. They said, hey, we're going to destroy your world. He wanted to save his universe. They said, well, we need, Wolverine's got to save our universe. He went back to get Wolverine. They went on an adventure. And that's it. And then Deadpool said, oh, I'm MCU Jesus. Oh, I'm the Messiah. Oh, I'm going to save the MCU. But that's not really what was going on in that movie. He saved all the universes because the bitch, Casanova, was going to destroy all of the universes. So he saved everybody. There was only going to be the boy left. She was going to destroy everything but the boy. So yeah, technically he saved everybody. He saved the MCU in the film. In the movie, he saved it. What he saved the universes. He saved the timeline and all that shit. But he ain't saved the actual cinematic universe. And the movie was great. He went back, he got Wolverine. Him and Wolverine had a couple of rumbles. You know what I mean? The movie was great. We saw Blade. You know what I mean? We saw what's the girl's name? Elektra. We saw Gambit. Shannon Tatum was Gambit. Some funny shit. I don't know. That was some funny shit. I did not expect that at all. I was looking at it, I was just like, this dude is funny. But we saw that. We saw some people. We saw Toad. We saw Pyro. We saw some people from the MCU. We saw Saber too. You know what I mean? X-23 got saved or whatever. His daughter from Logan and all that. We saw all that. We had some. We saw all of the fucking Deadpool variants. We saw Headpool. We saw Lady Pool. We saw, Spanish pool. We saw nice pool. We saw the dog pool. We saw all that. It was fun. It was watching it. It was rated R. It was vulgar. It was funny. It was violent. It was everything a Deadpool film is. It was a good movie, but it didn't do nothing for me as far as the MCU is concerned. Deadpool still to me feels like a standalone film. It still, to me, felt like a standalone film. It did not feel like an MCU film. Maybe because it was rated R, maybe because it was bloody, maybe because it was too violent. It didn't even feel like it worked in an MCU film. It felt like it was an introductory to the Fox to the Fox thing. It was introductory to having the X-Men enter into the MCU, and that was it. That was it. It had no multiversal implications. Yeah, we saw the TVA. We've been seeing the TVA. We saw the TVA on Loki season 1. We saw the TVA on Loki season 2. We know about the motherfucking TVA already. We know the TVA knows about the Kang variants. We know what Loki's over there doing at the TVA with the guy that's stories holding all the strands together. We know what B28 or B52, whatever her fucking name is. We know what she's doing in the TVA. We saw the ball. He's still there. We know OB, we know Victor Timely wrote the TVA, but we know all this shit. And then we see one of the TVA guys try to destroy timelines. He made a machine to destroy timelines. Kevin tried to do it. It didn't work out. They busted the fuck up. We know all this shit. But that has no multiversal implications for real. All they did was save the universe, then the multiverse goes on. Now the next movie, next film, next TV show, next whatever they come out with next is going to implement the X-Men into it. It's going to implement Deadpool into it. We're going to get Secret Wars. We're going to get Doctor Doom, but that's still next. That's still after Deadpool. And if that shit ain't good, we're gonna be back here next year or the year after next talking about damn who gonna save the MCU this time? Did Wolverine save the MCU? We're gonna be asking that question. Did Fantastic Four save the MCU? You know what I mean? We're gonna be asking, did Spider-Man save the MCU? We're gonna be asking that question again if any movies flop. So when you talk, so it's just dumb. It's just repetitive. Now listen, the MCU could fuck up because they gotta get this Fantastic Four right. Especially if the Fantastic Four is gonna be the link to Doctor Doom and Doomsday, they gotta get that shit right. They can't afford to fuck up Fantastic Four. And I don't think they will. I think it's gonna be interesting. I think it's gonna be a good movie. I don't think they're gonna fuck it up this time because they ain't the ones who fucked it up the first time. See, MCU didn't fuck up Fantastic Four. That was fine. That was fine. Okay. So we might get that right. We might even get an MCU Hulk movie. They might make up some deal with Universal. Because Universal owns Hulk. They might get Hulk back from Universal and get a good MCU Hulk confrontation. I'm thinking in the new Captain America film, I'm thinking that maybe Hulk shows up to fight Red Hulk by the end of that movie. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping for a Hulk versus Red Hulk confrontation. You know, I'm hoping for it. Maybe we'll see that. I don't know. But as far as I'm concerned, the MCU is not didn't need saving. Is not going to need saving. Will never need saving. And even if it did, Deadpool wasn't the movie that saved it because Deadpool didn't really make me think about the MCU. Deadpool didn't make me go, oh, the MCU is back. Oh, no, Deadpool was a standalone film. Just like I looked at Love and Thunder as a standalone film. Just like I looked at all the bad movies as standalone films. The same way I looked at good movies as standalone films. These movies are standalone films. Now, if we get a bad, if Avengers Doomsday is a terrible movie, then we got then we have a problem. Because Quantumania wasn't that good to set up Kang, though. I didn't care. Because the Kang Dynasty was going to be a good fucking movie. Avengers Kang Dynasty was going to be a good movie. So like I said, MCU's got the money, they got the backing, they got the power, they got the talent, they got fighting, they got whoever they want. They can bring back Scarlett's coming back. They said Scarlett Johansson's making another project, or somehow they can bring back Black Widow. They can make a variant of her. They brought back Gamora from going back in time. You know what I'm saying? Guardians of the Galaxy is still a franchise that they can jump back into. I know they said it, but if they need to, they can jump back into that shit. Disney has so much shit they can do. Marvel has so much shit they can do. You know what I mean? So much shit they can do that there's no way that they ever will need fucking saving. And that's it. That's it. That's where I'm going with that. That's my opinion. And once again, like I said, you can check out Screen Crush. It's Screen Crush. They have a YouTube channel. Check out Screen Crush and Screen Rant has a YouTube channel. They talk about all of this shit. They don't talk about it as vividly as I do. They don't care because they want kids to watch it. I don't care about kids. I mean, I love kids. Don't get me wrong. I don't even love the kids. I got enough of them. I'm populating the planet with these fucking children. So yeah, Ronnie Rome does love the kids. This one, but when I say I don't care about kids, I mean I don't care about them in the sense that I don't talk to children when I'm on here. Okay, when I'm on here, I'm talking to the people I'm talking to. I want adults to be my fans because I want to say adult shit. And I don't want to dumb it down. And I don't want to try not to say cuss words. And I don't want to look nice. And I don't want to be family friendly on my own fucking podcast. Because it's my show, and I want to say what I want to say on my show. And some of the topics that I talk about on my show is not for children. So you better not bring your kids. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But to wrap up the show, I do have like a little thing I want to say. Not thing I want to say. Hold on. So I think that y'all should check out Noble Navigators. And Noble Navigators is consumer protection service. Okay, so consumer protection services is saying that you, the consumer, they give you services to protect you from the acts of these companies. You know what I'm saying? Because these companies do things to you. And they take advantage of people all the time. And when you call customer service, it's a computer that goes, for this person, push 1. For this, push 2, and then they send you to the computer to another computer. the computer to another person. And most people just, by the time they be on hold for 18 minutes and they listening to that boom, 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 music while they holding on, and then they finally get this person who says, "Oh no, this is not my department. You got to call this person," and then you hold on again, and then they say, "This is not my department. You got to call this person." You hold on again, and then the manager or the supervisor or whoever comes on tells you that they not the person that they can't help you. They can't do it. They can't remedy the situation. They can't fix it right. And you give up because you don't have time to keep going through the red tape. You don't have time to keep navigating through all this stuff. That's why they call the noble navigators, because they will navigate through all of these things for you. Okay, and I'm just reading what's it all about. Noble Navigator provides live 24/7 assistance to consumers in more than a dozen life situations in healthcare, consumer services, personal safety, and technology. Okay, they got one case study, right? Case study. This lady was missing $14,000. $14,000 was missing from her checking account. This lady said, right? $14,000. And she said it was check fraud, and the bank wouldn't help. So $14,000 was missing from her account. She called the bank. She said, "Hey, listen, I ain't spend no. I'm not gonna cut the promotion. I ain't spend no $14,000. My money gone. My money gone." Right? And so she hooked up with Noble Navigators, and the problem was she was a victim of check fraud. The bank didn't close her account. They ignored her request to close her account. So she had to get some help because, like I said, she was on the phone talking to people. They was like, "We can't help you, ma'am. We're not closing this account. You owe us this $14,000, or $14,000 is gone. We cashed them checks. They legit, and we done with you. If you lost your money, that's your bad. You got fraud or whatever." The impact, she had $14,000 going, and she was on a fixed income. The bank said they are not responsible. They did not respond. Because the bank not responsible. That's what they're going to say. We're not responsible for that. You should have been careful with your money. You should have made sure nobody got your check. Did you throw a check in the trash? What did you do? How did you contribute to your own fault of this money? We don't care. You burnt. You know what I mean? Based on your fund. So Noble Navigators had to get involved. They got involved, and he said, "Oh, they did immediate credit protection. They found out the root cause of the investigation, and they did communication. And guess what happened? The money was restored in 48 hours. The accounts was properly handled, and this woman received an apology from the bank. All because she went to Noble Navigator, right? So Noble Navigator. So here's what you can do. You can open a claim up. You can open a case where you can call them and they'll investigate on behalf of your consumers when something goes wrong. So anytime you have anything go wrong like that, another case study said that I signed up for a class for school that I thought was legit, and I made a $5K deposit, and I didn't get to school. So there's a whole bunch of so stuff like that you can sign up for, and you can sign up and pay for an individual open case for $39.99, or you can actually pay for become a member. You can become a member for a small membership fee every month. You will become a member, and so anytime something like this happens to you, they'll open up a case and they'll get busy on it. They'll get busy on it because you ain't got time. I ain't got time. I might. You want to pay me? I might have time. You want to pay me? No. Don't pay me. I ain't got time. So go to Noble Navigator, and the phone number here is 1-844-444. Wait. Let me stop. I got to read this phone number correctly. The phone number is 1-844-414-1776, and it says the email is, I guess the what is it? The website, help@noble.us. So you go to help@noble.us, or you call 1-844-414-1776. You can open up a case, or you can become a member, and then you can get busy. You can get back on these companies that are trying to take advantage of you. You can get consumer protection from the Noble Navigators. And with that being said, you got a problem with me, they're not going to help you. That's all I'm saying. They ain't going to help you. Because I don't have customer service. You call me, we're going to get busy on this phone. We're going to resolve some issues. Let me stop playing. Like I said, call Noble Navigators, and they'll do what they got to do. And with that being said, hey, what's up, cousin? What's up, cousin? My cousin Frederick. He's a pastor. He's got a church. I can't think of the name of his church right now. I wish shout it out, but I can't. I think it's New Calvary Baptist Church. I could be wrong, but I think that's the name of his church. But either way, it's Frederick Allen Pompey Jr. on Facebook. He's got a church. So if you want to praise the Lord on Sunday, I think it's called New Calvary Baptist Church. And he does big things too. He does a lot of things for his kids. He's got a community center. He's got he does like book bag giveaways, back to school shit. He does like he has like he can cook his ass off, and he be having like food little events for food and stuff like that. So I listen. I don't know if that's the right name of the church, but I know his name is F. Allen Pompey Jr. on Facebook. And you can go on there, look him up, and then he's got videos and stuff on there that talks about the church and I believe God. That's what he says. I believe God. That's what he says. And he believes God. You can check him out too. And with that being said, I'll catch you later. This is the end of the show. Well, now this is the end of the show for real. Okay, yeah.